Let me just comment on that. Let me just first of all correct a statement I made that no cells take as much as 30 days. Some cells may even take far longer than that. For example, the cells of the bone. The cells of the bone can take as long as 15 years to be corrected. Now, based on all of what I just said, it explains why two things are possible. One, nearly all diseases can be reversed. Doesn't matter how, what the disease is. However, let me add to that, that even though all diseases are reversible, some diseases may not be reversible because of the advanced state that it is in. All right, let me say that again. Even though all diseases are natural diseases, not man-made diseases, even though all diseases are reversible, some diseases may not be able to be reversed, not because it's not reversible, but because of how advanced it is. So if it is that we allow a disease to reach a very advanced state, it may not be possible to reverse it, not because it's not a reversible disease, but because we allowed it to go too far. All right, number one. Number two, how that works is that the quality of your health is based on the basic unit, the health of the basic unit of the body, which is the cells. Now, the cells that you have, or the quality of the cells that you have, are determined by the quality of the raw material that made them. So if it is, and I'm going to answer all the questions in the chat, starting from the top. I think the last one was coconut. Would you say that sunflower seeds oil are okay? All right, so I'm going to start from there. But let me just make this point. The quality of your body is determined by the quality of your cells. The quality of your cells is based on the raw material, the quality of the raw material that made them. So if poor quality raw material was used to make your cells, then your cells are going to be of poor quality. If high quality raw material was used to make your cells, then your cells are going to be of high quality. Now, I want you to listen to me because it's very important. Doesn't matter how sick you are, most of you that are listening, most of you can, even if you can't be totally or fully reversed, your health can be improved. So, for some of you, quite honestly, it may not be fair to say that you're going to get back your health 100%. That may be an unfair goal to try to achieve. What might be fairer is to improve the quality of your health because you've been in the state for so long, right? So what might be a fair goal would be to improve the quality of your health. Now, this is why this is possible. Now, in your body, our cells divide in order to create new cells. So let us say on the first day of the month, you didn't know what we are talking about. So you were eating poor quality food up until that point, which meant that your cells were 100% of poor quality. You started to get the knowledge. You started to be exposed to the truth. And you decided that you want to change. You want to get better. And you started to eat high quality food. And I'll talk about what is high quality food. You start to eat high quality food. And the minute you start to eat high quality food, you start to eat high quality food for 10 days. Let us, for example, say that every 10 days, we're going to focus on a particular cell. Hypothetically, let us say the quality of your eye. Let us say every 10 days, the cells that make up your eyes are renewed every 10 days. So after 10 days of eating high quality food, what happens on the 11th day when the cell splits into two is that that cell is no longer going to be made of 100% bad cells. It's going to be made up of 50% bad cells because you are eating high quality food. And so the high quality food has now resulted in the cells being improved by 50%. You ate high quality food for another 10 days, which means that when this cell that was 50% improved duplicates or splits into two, you're now going to have cells that are 25% improved in quality. So after 3 months of eating high quality foods, because the cells are renewed, hypothetically, I'm using a hypothetical figure here, you are now cells that were 100% bad that are now 25% improved. And you get the gist. As you continue to eat high quality food, as it becomes a habit, the cells that are being renewed at a higher quality. And because the cells are being renewed at a higher quality, your health is being improved. Now you understand what we mean about habit. So you have to ask yourself the question, if you practice a habit for 30 days of eating high quality food and you felt better, is it that you wanted to feel better or do you want to get better? Because if for 30 days your cells improved by 25%, why wouldn't you want to continue the habit that did that? If you don't want to, it just shows that all you wanted to do was just feel better. It's a hard nut to swallow, but it's the truth. You didn't want to get better. You were just interested in knowing what you need to know to feel better, not get better. That's the harsh reality that we have to deal with, because it's not all your fault. A lot of the foods that have been created with chemicals in them for you to eat them habitually. So that's one thing you need to know. A lot of the foods that you are eating, it's not that you have an innocent desire for sugar. It's not that you have an innocent desire for food and MSG. These foods, a lot of the foods that you eat habitually are not being eaten out of a genuine habit. The habit that you have and the desire that you have for these foods were the results of habit-forming chemicals that were placed in them. The people who produce foods are especially targeting children. Gone are the days when we would go to school and our parents would prepare our lunch. Mothers who don't prepare your lunch, people who don't prepare your lunch and go to work. You are exposing yourself to be a victim of food with habit-forming chemicals in them. That is the reason why you keep going back to these fast food chains. A lot of the ingredients have habit-forming chemicals in them. There's a reason why they have amassed the wealth and amassed the following that they have across multiple borders. How is it that one food chain becomes a food chain of choice in Africa, in Japan, in Curacao, in Africa, in all of these countries? It's not innocently, it's not by habit, it's by design. The ingredients have habit-forming chemicals in them that we call them excitatory. That when you eat them, they affect your brain in such a way, it creates a sensation in your brain that allows you to keep on coming back. So I want you to understand that. So I'm after habits. My goal is not to be on this platform to just talk about herbs. I want to help you to identify what is the problem, what is causing you to get sick. So let me deal with Jean's question. The question from, was it? Okay, Desiree. So Desrine's question is, so would you say that sunflower seeds are oil? Would you say that sunflower seeds oil are okay for the body, sir? Now, the question is sunflower found naturally in nature? Because that's another can of worm. We should aim to eat the foods that are found naturally in nature, and sunflower is not one of those. Sunflower was genetically modified. So sunflower by nature is designed to be acidic. So I wouldn't recommend sunflower oil. Anywhere you go in the world and on any remote island, you will see coconut. You'd go to the most remote part of the world and wonder who bring it there. Coconut is there because it's a natural plant. Mike Robinson wants to know, what about hemp protein? Meat, poultry, and fish, a source of combined fat and protein. Also, our hormones and liver require cholesterol. So yeah, we require cholesterol. But hemp protein, hemp is from marijuana, natural plant again. Meat, poultry, and fish. Meat, poultry, and fish, as long as the meat is of a natural source. As long as the meat, even though we should thrive to be primary consumers of vegetables, we realize that you can be a secondary consumer of vegetable, which is by eating plants and primary eat vegetables. So if the fish and if the chicken and if the bird is a primary consumer of vegetables, because of my faith, so I'm going to speak from my faith perspective. I'm of the Hebraic faith. So I'm going to talk about those meats that the scriptures indicate to be clean. Then, of course, they can be eaten if it is that they eat clean foods. Jenny says, would the moringa plant be considered to be salty? Yes. Salty. The leaves are salty.